In this video, I'll give you a brief walkthrough of just how to use the program. This is not a complicated building. It's really simple, so I'm not going to get into the details of like really good design methodology, but I'm going to show you how to use the calculator right. So to start out, the building this is one story. We have a garage space. We have a hobby shop. This is a wall dividing the two. There's some sliding doors here. That looks nice. We have 1, 2, 3 windows over here, 2 garages, a door, and some more windows. There's no windows at all along the top. The first thing I do is draw or identify the braced wall panels. A braced wall panel is it's a real physical thing. It's sheathing that's full height. I'm going to use this method CSWSP, which is really common. I'll change the color so it's easier to see. And I'm going to set the wall height to 9 feet. And this opening height is something that you have to set. The opening height refers to the window or the door that's next to the panel. So I'll say that this window, all these windows, are 60 inches in height. Right? So this window, 60 inches. This panel, I'm going to click right there. Oops, got to turn this on. Assign wall panels. Click. And I've now made a brace wall panel that says it's 9 feet. And the opening next to it is 60 inches. If you're using a PDF instead of a CAD drawing, the process is the same, but you just use this button here instead to draw wall panels. And now I would just click here and drag and make a wall panel where I want it. Right? And I can change it. I can move it around as needed. But since I have the CAD, in this example, I'm going to use the CAD. So this is what the process looks like. All right, go around, click, click. All right, now I need to pause here and change something because these are garages, right? The opening of this garage is greater than 60 inches. I don't know how big it is. Let's call it 100 and let's just say 100 inches. This is also 100 inches. 100. Right click, make that 100. All right, now we're back over here by the, oh, this one's technically next to a door. I don't know, but there's that return. Whatever. I'll say that the door is what matters. So 80 inches. This door height is probably 80 inches. Assign this next to window, so that's 60 inches. Oops, oops. Don't sheath over the window. Right click, delete. Go here. Click. Click. So again, I'm making the wall panels. I'm just using the same method over and over again of CSWSP. And here's the last one. All right. There we go. That looks good. How about this interior wall? Let's sheathe that with gypsum board. Gypsum board. I'll make that larger too. By default, gypsum board is on both sides, but you only click it once. So click, click. All right. So our wall bracing, our brace wall panels are, they're finished here. There's probably going to be some errors or problems that I'll need to fix up, probably by these garage openings, but we'll find out. The next step would be to draw the brace wall lines. Brace wall line, I click over here, manually draw. Let's make this line larger to see. You can think of a brace wall line as like a collection of brace wall panels that are all aligned with one another. And I'm dragging down here, and you see this little zone that tells you all of the panels that are kind of captured or are part of this braced wall line. So I'll do one here. Doesn't need to be perfect, really. It's pretty close. It's going to be fine. If you mess it up, you can always move these by dragging them. You can right-click and use the arrow keys to shuffle it exactly where you want it. Let's do one down the middle here too. Get that aligned. Okay. So this is how my workflow would look. And, you know, I've just laid it out. Let's just see if this is code compliant, because I've put almost no thought at all into this design. I'm just sheathing everything and drawing brace wall lines where it seems obvious. So I'm going to push over here. We have all these analysis tool features. The main one is running a full analysis, but all these other buttons are helpful little switches if you need to troubleshoot why is something not code compliant. I'm not going to start with that. I would start by just running a full analysis. And it tells me that there's some sort of issue. Well, no, let's just walk through what we're seeing here. We have horizontal wall lines and vertical wall lines. That's referencing all these green braced wall lines. So if we see the top one is this one right here, and that one is good. We have, yeah, tons of wind resistance. It needs to be greater than 100%, and you're good to go. And it has no non-compliances. The bottom one has plenty of resistance, but there's some sort of non-compliance here, and it says, there's a message, there's no valid wall panels 10 feet from the left end. Oh, wow. Okay. But now all the vertical ones are cool. No problems there. Okay, let's close this. So this is where I would start using the switches. This one down here, you know, we see, okay, there's some sort of issue going on right there, and it says there's no valid wall panels within 10 feet along the horizontal. So that means that this wall panel isn't being counted, right? Because that's clearly within 10 feet. So I'm going to try this button here, invalid panels. Now I click on that, and we see these 3 lines are flashing. So what's wrong with them? Right click, and it says it has a length of 35 inches, but it has to be 44 inches. All right. It's too narrow. It's too narrow to really count because the opening height is too large, right? And I'm using the wrong method. Really what that means is I shouldn't build it this way. That would not be appropriate. It wouldn't be safe. Instead, I should use one of the portal methods, like maybe CS for garage, CSG. Let's change the color of CSG to something different. Purple, okay. I'll make that line a little larger. Okay, so that's CSG. Let's make this also CSG. And same thing with this one, CSG. Turn that off. Reset everything. Let's turn it back on. Hey, and now we get a little message saying no issues were detected. That means every single panel that I've drawn is like considered valid. Let's see if there are any out of range panels. Nope, all panels are in some sort of range. If I, like, let's say I did this and I move this line way over here, right? So this is no longer capturing these 2 gypsum board panels in the middle. Well, now when I click out of range, you know, it's flashing, hey, those panels, you know, you've drawn them, you're building it that way, but in terms of the wall bracing calculation, they're doing nothing. You're not really helping anything. So, you know, and if let's put this back there, get it nice and aligned. All right. Well, let's see how analysis goes. Hey, we get a message. Congratulations, your wall bracing plan meets code. We get the cool solitaire animation. I can review the results again if I want more details, or I can print the report. So if I want to print the report, I go here, and it gives me everything I need, all the calculations, and it gives a construction instructions, details. You know, if you have something that actually has a detail, it gives you that. And you can print this in the form of a PDF, and you're done. Go back to this report. Oops, I want to go back to design view, and yeah, that's it. So I hope that made sense. You know, give the program a try. Thank you again for stopping by, and I hope this makes your life easier. Bye-bye.